Molotov picked G-Force, Exalty picked Twisted. And I think this is going to be a very, very common thing we're going to see with a lot of like the tech-based experienced players. They're probably going to pick Cosmos and Twisted probably. And the bigger wildcard teams, in a sense that people who either start up with the new game are probably going to pick some other stuff. Wait, was the... okay, and this was like the only map? Oh, so, okay, yeah, so even... didn't pop up here. So this was like one of the rare matches where backflip was not the decider. It's actually hilarious how often backflip was the decider. And let's close this so we have a clean one. So what happened here is that on map 1, Exalty and most other teams probably started to play proper, like let's just say like with this mentality, oh, it's just a regional team, this is gonna be easy peasy. But the thing is, Molotov was actually properly prepared. And I think in the first round, I think you already see that... what is the spectating? What is spectating? Oi! But yeah, like, Molotov was playing good. Like, 114-0 for the first round opener is okay. Of course, you can go way, way, way lower, but for a first round, I think definitely it's a very good challenge for Exalty, and you can definitely start to notice, starting map 3 and map 4, that... let's just say like that, Molotov is definitely not that easy to beat of a team on Exalty's side. Especially Ignite. One thing to mention is that Ignite used to also play a lot of tech in like TM2 days. He played in team called Canity, I remember. But I'll just say this, what Iridium mentioned is that this is a very, very scuffed stream. Alright, let's do like this. Suck. Bum. Double chat. But yeah, a very good start. So look what happened. This was a pretty close round right here. So what time was it? Oh, he even... why does he use tab? You can click the thing on the side. Oh, jeez. Like, it's a pretty close round. Like, this is not what most teams were playing like. Like, 113 and 0.2 as the losing time. That's pretty close. Like, we already know how other wildcard matches, but this is a pretty solid showing. So what... I believe this was the counter race. I believe so. Oh, yeah, especially a mistake from Husso. And yeah, this is the counter race. Yeah, 0.5, pretty good. 0.8 as well, 113. I think this was the expected pace for most top teams. And this wasn't that great of a map for Molotov, but... especially Husso was a bit having consistency issue. At least Ignite managed to stay very equal. Let's skip a bit ahead. So we have again potential ace. But I think if you followed the match, you probably saw how this happened. So Link messed up in the identity. So he hover-risked the inside line, and this at least allowed the Molotovs to still stay in the lead. And one of the big, I would say, helpful things for Molotov, what happened during the match, is that Link was the most inconsistent in the rounds where Molotov it needed the most. So there, for example, in previous match, it was a full-on ace, Link messed up, and it was a draw instead. So at least Molotov could maintain the lead. Now this time, again, both Link and Husso, which were kind of a bit of the weak links in terms of consistency for both of the teams, had a bit of a, let's just say like that, issues. But Ignite is a very nice challenge here for Miquacho. So Husso coming from the back. Link once again messes up, and it's another draw. And on top of that, since Miquacho now messed up, now Molotov goes into 9-5. So Molotov, just while not being as fast, at least being consistent enough, allowed them to gather these points on Exalty's map pick like this. No, he did from like map 3 or something like that. I mean, it's nothing too special. It's just, you know. This is a very straightforward map. Unlike Edge or something like that, then it would be, what's being like, that would be interesting. But yeah, basically right here, since Molotov was just playing so safe, and I think Exalty was a bit confused, because even if you're faster, but the other team is more consistent, it's starting to become very hard and annoying to play against. And this is what happens, and this is how Molotov took down Exalty on their first map. I mean, keep in mind, this is not even a challenger team. Like, Molotov is a number 2 MEA seed. That is, a bit more down the standings. So that's even that as well. But that's because there's more players who are definitely risen to the level, and I feel like the fact that TMGL maps also kind of have this, I'll just say like that, bigger skill test and consistency test, especially as well. Also, a lot of things that one thing to mention is that if people say, "Oh, it's like X region," and immediately they try to underplay that, but like that's the main thing, and I feel like main thing where so many teams got underestimated, and I think that's it's just one of the reasons why stuff like Group A is gonna become a. Wait, what was that? What? What was that mistake? Wait. So he went too low. He went for the low jump to get like the more direct momentum, and then he clipped with the back wheel at the bottom and blocked and doesn't make it. This could have been a win, and instead it's gonna be a victory on the other side. Oh no, never mind. Yeah. Yeah, Link messed up once again. And oh my goodness. Yeah, Link was definitely not doing that good. Miquatro was usually very consistent. Like Ignite and Miquatro were just very solid. Well, at the same time, Huso was at least there to. Sometimes Huso, either he fully messed it up or he had a really, really good time. So that was like, yeah, Link again, another mistake. That's like 50%. While he has 28% crash rate, it's a lot of still mistakes. Yeah, this should be fine for, yeah, 113's alright. Okay, Huso is starting to warm up a bit. And there's actually a lot of these top-notch players. It's just, especially now with the team system, it's very nice to see like stats from like Lava and details like that. And then you can way better than, see who's the individually best performing players like that. Let's see what happens with next year though. Probably one thing is for sure that probably duos will definitely be continuing. But yeah. Oh yeah, rest of the wildcard is being played this weekend. Alright, this round's looking good. This time Miquatro is the one with the mistake. Link doesn't mess up, but Huso now wins. This is the fastest time of the match so far, 1:13.1. So Huso starts to get warmed up. Previous round, he did like 1:13.7, now getting a bit of groove of things. Also, duos kind of fixed the cup mode problem of the matches ending in an not ending in an anticlimactic way as well, which is a really, really nice thing as well. Alright, Ignite the one with the mistake. Huso is starting to pop off a bit, getting warmed up with the map. Bit of no, he went a bit too inside. Wasn't too big a mistake. He actually could keep the gear. So Huso is still popping off. So Molotov is in the lead. What is this setup? Why did he use the dashboard at the top? Okay. There was yeah, someone hasn't read the rulebook. Oopsies, I guess. Oh yeah, 112 is really, really good. I just noticed. Yeah. But I'll not say much. Yeah, Miquatrono messed up. So yeah, the main strengths of Molotov, as you start to see, is that they might not be as fast, but they are consistent as a team. And as soon as you have this consistent team that you're playing against, is that it becomes very annoying and to play against, because if you make a mistake, you're just gonna lose to them. You can only take the safe route if you can't make the ram jump. Based off in the rulebook, there is the written. Also, the same thing from Huso. But in this kind of situation, yeah, it's in theory this is not allowed because due to the rule sets, you can't take, if you have the option or if you're able to do the fastest line, you have to do it. That's what the rulebook states. I'm not a fan of this rule, and it's very subjective. It's very open to interpretation, and but it exists in the rule. There are very like interesting rules in the rulebook as well. That's for sure. Also, one of the reasons why not shift, but split got a warning as well. But yeah, basically, main thing here is that Molotov is playing more and more consistent, and yeah, they're just trying to adapt to the match, what is happening, and that's how they're getting atop of Exalty. That's their biggest strength, especially in this matchup. Both teams had very equal pace. For example, on Cosmos, Exalty was way faster, but the fact that Molotov was way more consistent just allowed them to upset their map pick in that sense. Yeah, who saw 18% crash rate? That's also, yeah, I think that's has to be a bug. I think that will change in due time. And yeah, here Molotov just needed to just beat one of the players, and it was enough like that. And this was where people started to get excited because Molotov got 2 maps up like that. So that was starting to get a bit more on the interesting side. Let's move this up a bit. Omgo Guru, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And yeah, this is the way how Molotov started to get an upset on Exalty and started to, let's just say like this stream, well, as scuffed as it was, started to get a bit more traction here. But yeah. And this is where Exalty started to step up, but as mentioned, like both Cosmos and Twisted are the 2 maps where if you are coming from a tech background, it's going to be quite a bit of an advantage because it's very speed techy, and this part is very interesting as well. At least this map has definitely seen a preference in people who prioritize and tech as a style individually as well. So that's kind of one of the specific details that why some people do prefer it. Wait, really? Elkan went out of XP. That's interesting. CCB is Comic-Con Baltics. It's a tournament that me and Kem host in Vilnius, Lithuania. We have the online qualifiers are happening this weekend. Okay, what's the times here? So 104.4. That's pretty solid for match time. So yeah, I believe just on this map, just Huso and Ignite are purely getting outpaced, as there's not that many like difficulty spikes on the map. It's like if you just have faster pace, you can easily win against the slower team, unlike other maps that are a bit more survival-based maps. So that's why there were the upsets coming due to lack of consistency. So that's why usually the survival or more difficult maps are definitely then more favoring consistency-based players, and maps like this then favor a bit more pace-based players. But yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a stomp. Another 0.4, decent regu. Actually, in last chance qualifier, there were faster pace done by some of the teams and players. So that's definitely for sure. But yeah, this was a pretty one-sided. I mean, there was a 0.5. No, they've hit the. Oh my goodness, this broadcast, jeez. But yeah, this Exalty was just playing really good. All right, so Valley. Valley is very similar in terms of in the map structure as what's it called, the GeForce. So we already saw that Molotov is way more consistency favored team. Definitely way over Exalty. Even Exalty wasn't as consistent in the TMCL season, and the fact that Molotov has this strong sets of like wait, what was that? Wait, what was that? Yeah, what was that? Like all 3 of them went to the side. That looks so weird. But yeah, different line. But yeah, this is definitely a way more survival based base map, similar as GeForce. So the more consistent team in theory should come out on top, and We'll see what happens. 108s are pretty good, decent times here for matches. Are you tripping, or was that sweeping left after land? I think I did not. Wait. Sweeping left after landing dirt. Okay, I need to bit think about that. Hello, Nami. How was it in Singapore, or are you still there in Singapore? This inside line by Huso was actually really nice. He went full inside, while always Exalty went fully outside. Yeah, Miquatro messed up, and Ignites. And since both Exalty messed up, immediately Molotov got counter race. You're still in Singapore? Awesome. No, you know why it is? Because these guys were streaming with skin marks on. That's why. That's why it looks a bit like this. But yeah, a bit of a shame. This is like the only broadcast of the Exalty versus Molotov game, because Randomize wanted to do the Damascus versus Air match on mainstream. So yeah, that's why. So yeah, now Huso messed up. Wait, Link again with the mistake. Yeah, Link quite often always had like these, like I said, like Link always had these weird mistakes at the times when, let's just say, Exalty needed, you know, had the consistency be the most. Yeah, and then a basic draw. Not that fast of a time though. But like I said, Molotov just is consistent, way more consistent than Exalty, and again, Link with a mistake. You still hate them? I personally, what I dislike is the way how grass turned out in the mod. I think the aesthetic is cool, but but the fact that grass is not really displayed, or yeah, it looks the same, so it's a bit hard to see what's up. That's kind of also my issue with the mods. Oh, that was close. Jeez. So he has more speed because freewheeling, and due to uphill, you immediately lose way more speed. And he almost overtook it, but still a draw. Yeah, Link not performing that good really helped Molotov here. But Exalty as a whole was doing good. It's just Link was not as consistent. And then in the individual stats, it also showed that, because Link was only number 4 player in the group. Wait, what happened there? Okay, he slid out. So if you're way too fast, if you don't oversteer enough here, you will have way too much speed, and you'll drop down in the ledge, because there's no ledge that catches you. So Miquatro had to respawn. And basically, as both Molotov, once again, both players are just staying consistent, and again, just one mistake from Exalty is giving us a draw as minimum for Molotov. And Molotov, Huso did have a mistake there, but it's nowhere near as bad as Miquatro did. 8, no way. What was this? Both Ignite and Link messed up. And then Huso jumps first, because we had only a small mistake. Okay, now Miquatro then salvages it, so it's like a full 180 then. But the fact that both still, Ignite was ahead of Link in that matchup, and Huso was ahead of Miquatro, Molotov still gets the victory. I think this map had the biggest fiestas though, compared to other maps in this match. A bit of small spoilers. Tempest is gonna be awesome. So yeah, Molotov just needs a victory, or if they just maintain the draws, it's fine. Like, they probably know that Exalty just needs a mistake, and probably Exalty has this mindset, man, are we really gonna lose here like this? Imagine having the mentality, oh, we're gonna be TMGL, because both Miquatro and Link, Miquatro in the pre-close system, did make it into, you know, TMGL. And Link as well was in TMGL. So basically 2 TMGL players, you better have, you know, this additional confidence. And this was the thing I mentioned before. A lot of, especially European and especially Challenger League teams, just see, oh, this team is not from Europe, let's pick them or let's play against them. And due to this, we have the stuff like the Group A incidents, where I'm still, my guess is still, that Alternate Attacks probably did pick B-Boys because they just saw, based off the global point standings, that they were 4th and from Asia or APAC. And probably that's why they've chose them. But in reality, Group A is now gonna be an absolute bloodbath now, I feel like. So there is this massive underestimation coming from EU teams and to other regions, and yeah, there's gonna be crazy stuff like this due to that happening. And wait, 1048. Okay. Even pace-wise now, we got a decent round here. So 1088 is an okay-ish match time, but yeah, everyone, no major mistakes. So yeah, basically Molotov has just been playing very consistent, okay-ish pace. Have been a bit lucky on some of the Fiesta rounds, but yeah, they just need one draw, and they close out, and that's basically salvages it. Link over risks this part right here. He overforces. He starts the breaktap way too late and flies out. And that's since he's fragile, does a respawn, and Molotov has been already consistent enough. Unless both of them completely falter, this is a map for Molotov, and in the end, spoiler, it is. I won't say it's catching up, because both Ignite and Huso... I mean, Huso not so much. Huso is a new player, but Ignite has had quite a bit of experience, especially in tech in the past. It's just nowadays they were giving a bit more direct opportunity to show themselves, so some teams are using this opportunity to, use it to their advantage as much as they can. And I think one of the regions that really showed it is, or will show it, I really hope that they do, is New Zealand. Because New Zealand grew so much level-wise compared to any other country during this year. It's actually crazy. In terms of, like, from the gap, how they jumped. Like, New Zealand is just so far ahead of Australia now. Like, really, if you take out just Mudda, like, New Zealanders are just Kiwis are absolutely had the biggest improvement during the year. Okay, so this map is Surf. The Surf was picked by Exalty. So Molotov did pick previous map as well. And they keep winning these maps that are way more survivalship biased based. Hello, Stufts. Welcome. Was this early mistake? Okay, so he goes way much to the left and then counter steers a bit too late. Probably sees the number one on the car, probably got a bit stressy and lose a bit of momentum. And let's skip ahead. Wait, there was a mistake that happens. Actually, Molotov had a very crazy risk here. Oh, and risk didn't pay off. And I think, yeah, Link does the victory. Very good risk there. Especially considering they had a pretty bad start. Yeah, because it wasn't intended to be without the mod, that's why. I mean, Valley is a fully grass map, so that's why it looked alright. Honestly, I really preferred... I think if Valley was just pure grass scenery, the Valley that has without the mod, that's why it looks alright. Alright, close round once again. Oh, it was a close round though. Not the fastest times though. I passed at a 1 minute time. 101s are... I would say 101 mid are really good times, but it was still a close round. Exalty wasn't that fast then. Okay, still pretty close. Ignite a bit shaky, trying to be safe. Huso flies out. Huso messes up. Wait, who was it? Link messed up as well? Okay, and then it opened room for Huso then. Alright. But yeah, as we see, like, Exalty is way better than Molotov on this map. So this was a thing happen. Either it was like a 50-50, or Exalty was way better. And all of the 50-50s were definitely, working out in Molotov's favor because of their consistency. So it's not really a fluke. They were just generally way more consistent. And on some maps, they were actually faster. Like, for example, G-Force. Another draw. But Mi4 is just way faster. Yeah, that's not that fast. LCQ times were faster. Yeah, La Calanta, that's the thing I have noticed. There were also the community hunt events also for New Zealand, which I think was one of the best things that really helped New Zealand players to improve in terms of pace. Ooh, counter race, okay. So what happened here? Looks like double mistake. It wasn't a slowdown. He actually, if you look at Molotov, he did a break tap. Yeah, he did zoop. He got a zoop, not a slowdown. It was Ignite that got a zoop. Yeah, tough for New Zealand nowadays are pretty alright. Yeah, counter race from Molotov. So basically, if Molotov takes this one, I feel like Exalty's morale would be absolutely down the drain if they would beat them here. Considering they were had a strong lead early on. But Ignite, small mess up. He always loses there a bit, I have noticed. But yeah, pace-wise, like, Exalty was way better Molotov on this map. Oh yeah, for sure. Especially now, Beratos, because people know and see what kind of times other people do. So they're gonna try to at least train their average pace to be more than what it is now. Because these early matches by default should be slower. Mainly because no one knows how any other team is looking like. So now that people see some first matches, they have some kind of I hate this word. Expectation on what might be driven and what might be played, so they can adjust their play and see what's the main times they need to push for in terms of practice. Yeah, no, I might as well grew up quite a bit. It's a bit of a shame that in theory he had a decent teammate for regionals, but his teammate was so, let's just say, absolutely unmotivated. All right, this map right here so far in the wildcard has been the best map as a match so far in the wildcard stage, in my opinion. I think it will speak for itself. But yeah, sadly, Neumann was playing with Divyansh, and yeah, Divyansh was just really bad on these maps. Divyansh as a player is actually not too bad. I would put him like top 5 India nowadays, but yeah, early mistake from Huso. Slide out from who was it? So Ignite's gone. So this is a very good start for Exalty. Whose Ignite is fully out. So I believe this. Wait. Okay, Link once again, the one with the stake. So Link respawns. Okay, so it's a victory. So an ace is denied. Yeah, Nomad Complex would be pretty solid as a team, honestly. I think they could be like top 4 in APAC. I can see that happening. Like, way better than DXA. No offense to DXA, but man, they got really... They play the system well, let's just say it like that. Got a lot of points from stage 1 and just chilling. Kimi has been doing a lot of IRL karting and has been doing a lot of travels. I believe he was in Malaysia, now he's traveling back to China. So Kimi's practice is a bit mudded in that sense. Alright, so Link once again with mistake. Link 2 mistakes in a row. Molotov continues their consistency, and it allows it to be just a draw. Because peak base wise, Link can be good here. It's just Link's consistency is really iffy. Like, even way worse than other teams. This is allowed, by the way. Like, you can do that to avoid doing that spinny thingy. Okay, now Huso mistake. So Huso is a bit like the Link of Molotov. Oh, decent risk. Oh, Ignite, tiny bit more speed. Oh, jeez. That could have gone to an Exalty's favor quite a bit. That's a very close round. Let's skip a bit ahead. So, close round. Imagine this whole close round. Molotov kept the lead for the identity. Oh, bit of a iffy ending, but a very good, solid round from Molotov. Like, look at this. 0.2 difference from first and last. 09.2 is actually an alright time even for rounds. I think we're gonna see a lot of like low 9s. Maybe we'll start to see like a bit more 08s popping off, but low 09s from everyone is alright. We did see like 0.0 was done in previous round, but the fact that everyone was so closely together was... And the fact that Molotov went on top of Exalty here. You know, definitely played well. Yeah, now Huso has the one with the mistake. So right here now, then Ignite has to deny. So he has two very hungry Exalty players who need an ace. Otherwise, ain't no way probably they would lose to Molotov, you know. So Exalty just needs to play safe. At the same time, Ignite really needs to push. So Ignite has a really good risk, really good flip here. He has way more momentum, and he actually squeezed himself above Miquatro and denies the ace. This was a really well played from very good risk assessments from Ignite, because he full risked the identity, went for a very sharp low jump, immediately got to reduce the gap. Then at the end, small counter steer as well right here. Link as well got a pretty solid jump. Miquatro also risked it. Basically every single one risked the jump. But the fact that Ignite got a tiny bit more momentum really played a role. And I still do. I personally think that this map and probably Twisted, we're gonna see the closest rounds at a higher level afterwards. And with that, actually, Molotov still keeps to be in the lead in the end. So they're not getting ace. So Molotov still stays ahead after that. Even the fact that Fuso had that mistake incident. So very well played there by Ignite. So again, a very close round. Same thing in identity. So Exalty is still leading in this round, but Molotov is very close. But Huso snags now the leads, gets a 0.1. Always time, whenever like a lot of players who get very consistent to doing specific times, they'll always kind of be stuck in doing that specific time. So for example, Miquatro and Link are kind of stuck doing 0.2s because they're just used to specific visual cues, specific lines and stuff like that. And Huso every single time was just risking every single time, but he always had a mess up. So the only person who started to salvage something was Ignite, who also tried to do with a similar mindset and approach how Exalty did. But there was a finally round where Huso actually can push for the pace, and when Huso actually did that, he went with a 0.1. And on top of that, that was a very lucky round where that happened, because this was the place where Link and Miquatro also did like 0.1 or low 0.2s, while Ignite still kept doing his regular pace that he did in previous rounds. And that really allowed Molotov to still stay in the lead, because in these kind of specific things, because Huso's consistency finally popped up here. And it really kind of, I just say like that, very the right rounds in that specific situation. Because Huso was a bit too inconsistent and kind of allowed Exalty to catch up, but Huso peak pace wise was a bit better. Alright, so let's see in this round. So again, close round from everyone. Exalt advantage is position for Exalty, Link is ahead, and everyone is very close. Ignite again is a tiny bit behind, but the gap is very small. Miquatro oversaves the first jump, loses 0.2 to Link, while everyone else not so much. But it's gonna be a draw. And now, a situation where Molotov just needs to be ahead by with just one player. Yeah, sorry, they just need a draw. A victory is an overtime, so they just need a draw. So probably a bit of pressure now for Exalty as well, because ain't no way Exalty would lose to Mie number 2 seed. Very sketchy line immediately from Miquatro. Like immediately, because with pressure, like it starts, bit of handshakers, starts to come in, and yeah, definitely a bit of pressure, and this was the place where Miquatro a bit broke. Because this was I'll say this part is way easier, way easier than the last parts. Wait, what happened here? So what happened to Link? Okay, Link lost the gear. Link lost the gear and lost the momentum, and Miquatro bounced again, and it's like, mentally, it's like, it's over. And Molotov just needs to play safe, basically. Even if one of them messes up, it's still fine. Yeah. Now it's like fully mentally mud. Link hits the slow-mo. Miquatro still at least continues on, but... And just like that, Molotov beats Exalty. Honestly, well played by Molotov, this one. This wasn't a fluke. They were a bit, let's just say, fortunate or a bit lucky on some rounds, yes. But over in terms of global ways, they were way more consistent than Exalty. Miquatra was playing good. Link had so many mistakes, especially early on, and basically on every single map. Link was the one with the most mistakes in this matchup. Huso as well had a lot of mistakes here and there, but Huso's peak pace sometimes exceeded what Link could do, especially proportionally what they had to do in the match. Ignite and Miquatra were always consistent, so in reality, this match kind of did end up on low-key, Link versus Huso kind of. And since Huso was a bit more consistent, a bit faster than Link on specific maps, it kind of just went into Molotov's favor. So that's the way how this kind of scoreline in the end did shape out to be. But yeah, well played to Molotov. Afterwards, Molotov did demolish America's number 2 seeds, Air, which actually Air got their first win above Damascus, which is a really big win for them. But they had no match for Molotov, and Molotov just absolutely 4-0'd them, and it was very, very one-sided as well. I believe there was not a single map where they got even 5 points, I believe. Oh no, never mind. This map was very close. Rest of the maps were very, very one-sided. Okay, this one is actually close. Never mind. But yeah, 10-6 still. 10-6 being the closest map against there. But yeah, with that, Molotov basically secured them as upper seed, so that means in terms of the draft picks for the qualification matches, they're at minimum at least seed number 6. Because Raptors and Shifts have less global points rankings than Molotov, because Molotov was consistently second in their regionals, and had a bit of points as well from that gathered. As for example, Shift only really had matchmaking points and a bit of points from top 4 in EU regionals from stage 2 twice, while Molotov had consistent second places in the other one. That's because that's the way how scenery was made. So yeah. Alright, so that's the TLDR of the Molotov match. Hope it gave some interesting insights about Molotov. And Molotov is definitely one of the teams that can cause an interesting upset in the qualification match. Pace-wise, I think they need to really practice pace if they want to do something in the main event. But in qualification matches, if they play against someone like Numalops, for example, they can actually beat them, because their consistency was looking way, way better than TMCL teams, considering that Exalty was also prepared for this. I'm not too sure how much Exalty was prepared proportionally based off what's their real potential like is. But peak pace wise, I believe Miquatra definitely can do way, way faster times than what he did here. But yeah, that's kind of that. Hope it gave some interesting insights about the players, and we'll see how this team does in the future.